Well, good evening, everybody. Gazelle here from the Rock and Fox Show and Fun 107, and it's a glorious day, glorious evening, I should say, in Boston. It's been a while since I've been able to get up here, and I'm here with a very special person today. Your name, sir?
Ryan McDermott.
And Ryan is a runner. Ryan is a hero. First of all, before I begin, I just want to shake your hand. Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. And Ryan was involved in the Boston Marathon on Monday, but previous to that, you did something special.
Yeah, we had a tough ruck out in Concord, our marathon charity ruck along the Battle Road Trail Saturday from, I think we stepped off just about 7 o'clock, and about 6.5 hours later, crossing the finish line with a 50-pound ruck on, and doing it in the name of all the guys that we've lost.
So you ran a marathon, which is 26.2?
Yep, full 26.2. It's not quite running. I mean, you're moving as fast as you can with, carrying 50 pounds on your back. Plus, you're in uniform and boots, so it's you're moving as fast as you can. There's some parts you can run. I always try to hit the downhills and stride it out as best I can. But if you're running 26.2 miles carrying 50 pounds, your knees would probably be pretty destroyed.
In full gear.
Yeah, full gear. Yep.
That's pretty incredible. And you had boots on, correct?
Yes, sir. Yep. My boots are pretty good. The Nikes I wear are extremely comfortable, very light. But as far as running goes, I got nothing on my New Balance. So
yeah. I want you to tell me a little bit about your background.
Came up to Boston. Been here since '99. Went to school for architecture. Been a practicing architect for like 13 or so years now. I coach kickboxing at Redline Fight Sports in Cambridge. I work with Tough Ruck. I'm on their planning board. Do that, and I'm also an officer candidate in the U.S. Army National Guard, Massachusetts National Guard. So,
how many years have you served?
I'm not even at one yet. I'm actually pretty new to it. I started my Army career a little bit late. Being 34, I'm kind of old for a new Army guy, but whatever it takes to I've wanted to serve forever. So, finally getting to realize that.
Can you briefly tell me a little bit about the Tough Ruck?
Yeah, so the Tough Ruck is Captain Steve Fiola, who is currently deployed over in Kuwait right now. Founded that back in 2013. I think it became official, and it was all to honor fallen service members locally here in Massachusetts. And all our money goes toward Military Friends Foundation, which is a 501c3, and they disseminate funds to all local families for all anybody who needs funeral services or plane tickets home or whatever it may be. So it's all really promoting support for local families for all the fallen servicemen and women.
That's incredible. Now that took place on Saturday, 26.2 miles. Just for 2 days later, for you to come up to Boston and run another 26.2 miles. Now that's, if my math is correct, 52. Was it 52.4? 52.4 miles in 3 days. How are you feeling right now?
Right now, I'm thankful to be able to walk somewhat normally. Yesterday was pretty bad. I couldn't really walk at all. I was limping really, really bad. My right hip is pretty banged up. My feet are a little worse for the wear, but I hope to be back in the gym crushing it on Saturday morning. So,
how does one go about training for a marathon? Like, what do you do on your daily basis? You wake up in the morning, you're getting ready to work out, to train. What do you do mentally to get yourself ready for these races?
Tough Ruck is a little different. I mean, you're not training like it's a long distance run. I mean, I would spend a couple months in the gym, and I would do as much working out as I could, wearing a 40-pound vest, doing like CrossFit type workouts. Full burpees and everything, deadlifts, all wearing the vest, just getting used to the weight, getting acclimated to the weight.
CrossFit with full gear.
I'm not wearing full gear when I'm working out, but I'm wearing a weight vest that clocks in about 41 pounds. So,
wow. Yeah.
So I'm not a big runner. I'm as far as training for the marathon itself, I'm definitely not the person to ask. I honestly didn't know how much I was physically going to have coming into Monday. I knew pulling my boots on at 3 a.m. on Monday morning, I knew I was going to be in trouble because it hurt like hell just sliding them on.
Yeah.
So I got out here, and the Army guys technically aren't supposed to run on Monday, but I walked like the first 4.5, and Boston Marathon has been a bucket list thing for me. So I just said screw it, and I just started cranking out the miles, and I just kept going as far as my body would take me, and hit mile 13 before I had to take my first break, which I was actually pretty psyched about. I haven't run 8 miles since college, so then on and off from there, I hit about mile 18, my body was gone, but that's really when the crowd started picking up, and it was just all heart and adrenaline from there. The crowd really carries you, and I'll never be able to express in words what the crowd is like down here to somebody who hasn't done it before. It's especially as a service member. It was crazy.
You said you were 34 years old?
I'm 34, yeah.
And this was the first long distance that you've ran since college?
Yeah. So I haven't run a consistent 8 miles since college. I mean, Boston was my 5th marathon. I've done the Tough Ruck now 3 times. I did another marathon for Carry the Fallen a couple years ago. But running wise, yeah, Boston was my first run. So.
What would you say what went through your head when you were here in the Boston Marathon? I mean, your body was already broken down a little bit from Saturday. You must have been both physically and mentally exhausted. What pushed you? What was your inspiration to really give you that momentum to finish 26.2 miles?
Just to finish. Like I coming into Heartbreak Hill, I knew there was no way in hell I was going to be able to walk that. I knew I had to run it. I knew I had to run it as hard as I could run it for how much I had. And regardless of where my legs were at, there was just absolutely no way I was walking across that damn finish line. So, I mean, it was all heart. I mean, everybody asked me how I did it. Part of me still really doesn't know how I did it, but all I can say is I had to dig deep and gut it out and just keep pushing. And I thank the crowd, really, because if I came down an empty Boylston Street, there was no way in hell I'd be able to do what I did. So.
Was there anybody, whether it was friends, families, loved ones, that you kept thinking about while you were pushing on through the race?
Yeah, my wife specifically. She, stayed at McGreevy's all day and waited for me to run down, and I stopped and gave her a big hug and a kiss, and to wait. I think she was at the bar at 7 o'clock, about an hour after I started. So she waited all day for about a 2-minute interaction, and I mean, the support I have from my friends, knowing I keep trying to push the envelope personally. So it's been pretty great. Like, I have a support system at home, like Steve at Tough Ruck, and all the guys at Tough Ruck, and my Army buddies who are out here the Monday morning doing it with me, Chris Johnson. So it's been it was an unbelievable weekend.
So we're here right now. We're at the infamous finish line of the Boston Marathon. Tell everybody what you did once you got up to this finish line.
I had a decision that I made, I think, Sunday night, that when I hit the finish line, just to let everybody know that the race didn't break me. I was going to hit that finish line and rack out some push-ups. So I dropped down. I think I did 7. I can't really remember. It was kind of a tumultuous moment because I knew there were some more wheelchair guys coming in behind me. So just racked out a few, and I remember the guy in the PA was like, "Now that's Boston Strong right there," and that really hit home for me because it was just showing what the city's made of,
And that's just incredible. You're winded, your body is broken down, and the last thing that I'm thinking about is doing push-ups when I'm finishing that finish line here. And it's just an incredible story. Over 50 miles in 3 days, and considering you haven't ran that long of a distance since college, it's been a while. It's proof that your body and your mind, mentally and physically, can really and truly do anything if you put your mind to it, and that's what you did.
Yeah, it's just when I'm coming into stuff like this, I got a rule for myself. It's always finish harder than you start, and quitting is never an option for me. So whether it's physically or mentally, like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's painted here in blue and yellow. So I had to get there, and I was damn sure wasn't going to walk across that line. So.
Well, thank you very much for your time. What do you say we do a couple push-ups just for old time's sake?
Yeah, I think I could probably manage that right now.
All right, let's do it.
As long as you don't ask me to run.
So what we're going to do here today, if you've been on Facebook recently and you've seen the challenge called #22, the 22 challenge, where you're doing 22 push-ups for the 22 veterans who commit suicide on a daily basis. This is a great cause. I got to day 11. I was sick for a week and I missed it, and I started over 3 days ago. So here's my 22. This is an honor for me, actually, to do my 22s here today.
My first challenge.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right.